don't have the information from a lot of these larger licensed producers in telegraphing exactly where their performance is going. I mean, we had Aurora at one point hoping to break into adjusted EBITDA positive territory by the end of this year. That's not going to happen now. We have Canopy's cash burn getting worse instead of better. So I think the communication, could have been a little better. And as much as next year I think is going to be a lot more attractive, given more product breadth and given more probably overall Canadian consumer participation, there will be unforeseen growing pains in that market too. And it's going to be the case for some. We're taking what I think is a $10 billion illegal market and trying to transfer that over into legal channels. So you have to expect turbulence, over several years as opposed to just 1 or 2 quarters.
Matt Bottomley is an equity research analyst at Canaccord Genuity. And at the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Husband? Check. Sister? Check. Mother-in-law? Check. You covered everyone on your gift list already? In record time, too. Found it all in one place at tsd.ca.
Wow, what did you get?
This Smeg and blender for my sister. Bose Bluetooth audio sunglasses for my guy. And a Thomas Sawa watch for his mom.
Nice.
And with all the exclusive offers at TSC, I can treat myself to something special.
Ooh, maybe that cute Brian Bailey too.
Shooting, stabbing, crystal meth lab, university. Oh, that don't look so good.
Weather. It's all about the numbers. And if we're off by more than 3 degrees,
You can win our Ask Jackpot.
a number that continues to grow.
Enter at 680news.com.
There are deals you should think twice about, like discounted eye surgery. There are deals you should think thrice
Jesus
about,
Christ.
like secondhand parachutes with free shipping.
Oh.
But then there are deals you should take advantage of as soon as you hear them. Like
A 2019 Honda Civic Sedan Touring, on lease or finance from 0.99% APR for up to 4 months.
We be on that body shit.
Honda bonus during the Bring Home a Honda event. OAC, see HondaOntario.com. Bring Home a Honda. No thinking required.
In Brampton, mostly cloudy, minus
This is
1
all
degree.
P19,
Mississauga,
eh?
Partly cloudy and 1. Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 4 degrees, but feeling like -1 with the wind chill. This is CFGR 680 News, part of the free Radio Player Canada app. Download the free app today. It's where Canadian radio plays. 680 News time at the single tone. It's 9 o'clock.
On for breaking news, traffic, and weather.
Wow, the time is just right, eh? Let's see if they're going to tell us all the same shit they just told me last hour.
This is Sunday, November 17th. I'm Casey Taylor.
And I'm Eden Tababa. Here's what's making news this hour.
The 115th Santa Claus Parade takes over the downtown. It brings St. Nick, reindeer, and
Clown. Silly clown.
yes, even clowns are getting into the Christmas spirit.
You know it's the ho-ho-ho holiday season when.
The ho.
And 98.1 CHFI goes
I swear I'm going to turn this shit off if you don't stop doing that, eh?
Leeches and mosquitoes and Dracula.
What about
And
bed bugs and...
Victor's blood is now on display at the ROM. And York police are on the hunt for a suspect or suspects after a man in his late teens to early 20s was stabbed in Markham. Still waiting for the game's first score on Sunday
That's
Night
a new
Football
one.
between the
That's
Bears
a new one. I
and the
didn't read
Rams.
that
The
one. I didn't read
Patriots
that one.
are 9-1, and the Grey Cup is set for next weekend.
Two shootings and a stabbing. Two shootings
Coming
and a
up in
stabbing.
business, mental health initiatives and hiring co-op students are among the ways a Vancouver software company attracts and keeps young talent.
680 News time, 9:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Martin Daniel Interiors. Our crash on the northbound 404 at Bloomington is all cleared away. It wasn't really causing a problem anyway. On the westbound 401, we have a stalled vehicle west of Islington Express blocking the right lane. MTO has just arrived on the scene. We're starting to see a little bit of slowdown through this stretch here. We'll let you know if they take another lane, but right now it's just the right lane that's gone. Before this, on the westbound 401, construction at McCowan in the collector's left lane block. Eastbound 401, a few bits of other construction going in place now. Markham Road in the collector's left lane blocked. At Morningside in the collector's, the right lane is closed. And east of the 412, MTO saying they're going to be taking the left lane away. And I am seeing them on the camera system now, blocking that left lane. It took them a little bit, so we'll watch for slowdowns through here because it does usually start to slow down through the Durham area when they do start the construction. But it's looking up to speed right now. Buy more and save more during the inventory sale
do.
at Martin Daniel Interiors. Save 25 to 70%
Lately, I've been
on the
spending
finest
more
European
paying
furniture and
less.
accessories. Visit martindaniel.com. Your next report is at 9:11, and with the forecast, here's Michelle Mackey.
Clear skies tonight, but a cold wind chill. A great night to cozy in and prep for the week. Monday, we're expecting some light scattered flurries in the morning and another round Monday night into Tuesday. Commuters north of the city, Barrie, for example, give yourself some extra time. We could see more snow for you by the day's end. Monday's high, the low seasonal at 2 degrees, and tonight's overnight low, -4. Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 4 degrees, and
this one's going to be a little skinny. The other one's going to be bigger. Don't worry.
680 News Time, 9:03.
This is my starter team.
The tune on everyone's mind across the city today.
Sinterklaas and his Black Pete's. I don't give a fuck about your parade, brethren. There's no black people in your parade. I don't want to watch it. I don't see no Dutch people, no black people. I'm bored of that. I don't want to fucking be a part of it. This woman just says they don't see each other except at the Santa Claus parade. Man, what the fuck is wrong with your family? What the fuck is wrong with your family?
To the Raptors float. At the Santa Claus Parade, I'm Cam Dorrit. And if you need some help getting into that holiday spirit, just flip on our music station, 98.1 CHFI. It's made the switch to all Christmas music, 680 Showman Close.
That's about a week and a half ago. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
From Toronto's perfect music mix to Toronto's Christmas music station. It's hard to remember when we weren't doing it, quite frankly. It's part of our DNA now. Wendy Duff is the program director of 98.1 CHFI. I love classics, so I'm a Carpenter's girl, and I love Burl Ives and Andy Williams. But the new stuff, with the Bublé stuff, Michael Bublé has put out an amazing Christmas album.
Motherfucker, you people are just going to keep plugging fake artists, eh? They don't want to admit the government gives them money to plug people that fucking need to be fucking plugged, eh? Jamie Prefontaine, his death faked by the RCMP. He's in Supermax in fucking Stony or some shit. Supposedly, I don't fucking know.
Police say a girl has been rushed to hospital after being stabbed just after 7 this evening near Jarvis in Richmond.
Officers responded quickly and located her. She was transported to hospital via an emergency run.
Paramedics say the girl, appearing to be in her mid-teens, suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police now searching for a suspect they say appears to have fled eastbound from a nearby gas station. She's described as a black female wearing a white jacket and dark pants. Anyone with more information is asked to come forward.
You're supposed to wear black hoodies and black baggy jeans, you stupid
where
bitch.
York Regional Police are investigating after a stabbing near a Tim Hortons on Markham Road north of Denison Street. Police say the victim is a male in his late teens to early 20s. Police, though, not saying the extent of his injuries. There is a large tactical and canine presence in that area as officers are searching for the suspect or suspects. Stay with 680 News for the latest on this developing story.
Meantime, Toronto police are also looking into a shooting near a gas station, this time near Bayview and Eglinton. A man found shot around 5 this evening after allegedly trying to hail a cab. Paramedics say he also suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. There's still no word on any suspects.
You say he got shot trying to hail a cab?
Many people are reacting on social media today following Ron MacLean's monologue during last night's first intermission of Hockey Night in Canada. Meredith Bond of City News explains.
We asked City News viewers on Twitter what they thought of the first Coach's Corner without Don Cherry and gauged their reaction to MacLean's lengthy monologue. Parminder said Ron MacLean mentioned Cherry was unwilling to apologize, not very Canadian, and secondly, was hoping for more inclusion than justification. Just my 2 cents. Justin thought he spoke with eloquence and sincerity, adding, I can't imagine that was easy in any way for Ron. While Sue said at this point, Cherry is gone. What happened, happened. Time to move forward and totally think before you speak.
It was the first hockey night in Canada without a coach's corner segment in almost 4 decades.
Or act.
680 News Time, 9:07. The latest exhibit at the ROM is kind of a creepy one. Our Jeff Verhoeven joins us now with a preview of
Bloodsuckers,
Legends to Leeches.
Who wants to learn more about leeches? Who wants to touch one? Hold one?
Bueller.
Okay, but this latest exhibit at the ROM is pretty cool. Dr. Sebastian Kvist is a leading leech expert with the museum, and he's behind this installation.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to explore all the living creatures that feed on blood. Mosquitoes, black flies, of course, leeches. But then there are some crazy animals that also feed on blood, like birds. And then what we're going to do as well is sort of explore storytelling and myths, if you will, across the world that deal with vampiric creatures. So Dracula will be featured, Chupacabra, the Yarmayahu.
The exhibit goes until March 22nd, free if you're a ROM member. If not, buy tickets through the website. I'm Jeff Verhoeven.
Are you going to cover how people with B19 and sickle cell don't get bit? You can cover that? You just got to pretend it don't exist.
Winter having you thinking about getting away? If so, Booking.com has released their 2020 travel trend report. And as our Michelle Mackey tells us, pets are in the priority lane.
The research found that more than half of Canadian pet owners believe their animal is just as important as their children. As a result, Daniela
all you have to do to have more kids is fuck. Try finding a replacement dog. I'm so sick of you people saying that. Oh, a dog could be replaced. Try it. Fucking
and they're willing to pay for it.
40% of them said that they are willing to pay more to stay in an accommodation that's pet friendly.
So it's no surprise that pet-friendly accommodations and amenities are on the rise.
Such as complimentary dog day beds, dedicated room service menus, and specially designed pet restaurants.
Booking.com.
My dog's like the cheapest fucking welfare brand of food you can get.
Travel trends. I'm Michelle Mackey.
Scraps. I ain't even joking.
Time 9:09.
This is 680 News.
Venison.
Existing alarm systems or new installations.
Love that.
The Monitoring Center does it all for the lowest monthly rates in the country. Switch your alarm from your current provider or allow one of our qualified technicians to install a new customizable security system for you. Call the Monitoring Center today. Think security? Think the Monitoring Center. Why? Because we care.
1-866-24-7 for $9.99. 1-866-24-7 for $9.99.
Now the 680 News gas price update, and Pro predicting the price will not change at midnight, holding at $1.15.9 a liter at most GTA stations. Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together. 680 News Time, 9:10.
Hey, what's up? It's Steve Brown here to tell you what City TV's got going on. Now, this is exciting. I'm pumped about this. You know the Chicago series, right? Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. Well, it's one of the biggest franchises in TV right now, and it's all on one night, Wednesday night. That's right. So do what you got to do to clear your schedule.
I'm in church on Wednesday nights, brother. Sorry.
Night of the week. Chicago Wednesdays starting at 8, 7 Central, only on City TV.
Rexall can help make father-daughter shopping more rewarding.
Oh, hey, Dad, look, it's bonus air miles weekend. 100 bonus miles when you spend $70. That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, too bad we're only here to pick up deodorant and toothpaste, because I do love my bonus miles.
The store spends $25 to give you 100 air
I'm sure I
miles.
can get us to $70 in no time.
This Friday to Sunday, get 100 Air Miles bonus miles when you spend $70 or more. Or get 60 bonus miles when you spend $50 or more. Visit Rexall.ca for details.
We're about to hit the tobacco part, eh?
680 News Time, 9:11. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Queensway Audi. So we have a stalled vehicle on the westbound 401 just west of Islington. It's in the express, blocking a right lane. MTO is on the scene. We are seeing minor delays through here. Pick the collectors when you can get there, and you'll get right by it. Northbound 400 at Mapleview, we have construction crews working in the left lane. Eastbound on the 401, construction at Markham Road and Morningside in the collectors. Markham Road, they're in the left lane. Morningside, they're off to the right side. And east of the 412 is another spot where they're working on the eastbound 401. The left lane has now been closed through there, but everything seems to be going up to speed through the Durham area right now. Off the highway, we have a closure in Brampton of Main Street. That's north and south closed. Wellington to
That
Nelson.
would be a highway, buddy.
And Queen appears closed, eastbound, westbound Queen, from George Street to Chapel. This is for for a police investigation.
You
Right
have a
now,
Queen
lease
Street and a
select
George
new
Street?
Audi models from only 1.98% for 48 months. Plus, receive up to $5,000 in Audi event credits. Visit AudiQueensway.ca. Your next report is at 9:21, and with the forecast, here's Michelle Mackey.
Calm, clear, and chilly tonight with wind chills below the freezing mark. Monday, we're expecting some light scattered flurries in the morning and another round Monday night into Tuesday. For commuters north of the city, Orangeville to Barrie, give yourself some extra time. That's where we could see up to 5 centimeters of wet snow by the day's end. Monday's high below seasonal at 2 degrees. 3 for Tuesday with some lingering flurries in the morning, but sunshine for the afternoon. Tonight's overnight low, -4.
Downtown Toronto right now, a partly cloudy sky, 4 degrees, feeling like 1 degree. Similar conditions over at Pearson International. 680 News Time, 9:13.
Rob Ford, former mayor of Toronto. Assistants tried to remove whatever beverage Rob had brought with him, and he had a complete meltdown.
Now someone's dead.
Yeah, you take my drink, I'm gonna fucking hit you with it, bitch.
Frequency Podcast Network presents The Gravy Train, the infamous story of Rob
That's
Ford.
the day everybody in the army pretended they don't drink.
He was Trump before Trump.
They smoke crack, crystal meth, Duero, and drink, motherfucker. They fucking blood, they piss test these motherfuckers. They just can't put their names on the test. They know the drugs they do.
Frequency.
If you haven't taken the time to visit Lando Lighting recently and you're looking to freshen up your home, then wait no longer. New lighting can make all the difference in your home. Designers know it's the key ingredient to making a room stand apart from the rest. So isn't it time you visit the lighting specialists at Lando Lighting? With a massive selection of lighting and the best prices, there's no reason to go anywhere else. And right now, enjoy savings of up to 60%. Everything looks better with Lando Lighting. 210 Clarence Street, Brampton.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Partly cloudy, 4 degrees, feeling like one good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Casey Taylor. Here are the top stories this hour. Jolly old St. Nick makes a pit stop here in the GTA.
Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
A Santa Claus parade kicking off the Holly Jolly season, and with the holidays now officially underway in Toronto, our friends over at 98.1 CHFI are getting into the Christmas spirit, flipping the switch on Christmas music all day, all the way to Boxing Day. And coming up after sports, Hong Kong is burning as violent clashes between riot police and anti-government protesters hold up on a university campus continue through the night. 680 News Time, 9:15.
Tonight.
Time now for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here is Colin Teskey.
Casey, Sunday night football, Bears taking on the LA Rams. Just a single field goal on the board so far in the first half. Rams leading 3-0. Couple of finals from the 4 o'clock slate. The New England Patriots just keep finding new ways to win. Tom Brady at the age of 42 guiding New England to a win as they go into Philadelphia, pick up a 17-10 win. The Raiders beat the Bengals by the same score, and now the Bengals are still winless at 0-10. Well, the 49ers needed some late magic after recovering a fumble in the fourth quarter, and they beat the Cardinals 36-26, moving to 9-1. The Bills also moving to 7-3. They beat the Miami Dolphins 37-20. And meantime, the Grey Cup is set for next week. It'll be the Hamilton Tiger Cats meeting the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. While in the NHL, Rogers hometown hockey, the Vegas Golden Knights have a 2-0 lead on the Calgary Flames in the third period. Sports 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hello, Alpine Credits.
You're the guys that say approved, right?
Yes, sir.
I want to lose weight, so I told my buddies I'm going to switch from
finger in a folder. I've never
Fly,
fucking
and they
had
did not approve. You will?
We only approve homeowners for loans, for renovations, consolidating debt, that type of thing.
We'll go back and reshoot that one.
Oh, listen to your buddies, my friend.
At Alpine Credits, we try to approve all home equity loan applications, regardless of your credit, age, or income. Find out more at alpinecredits.ca. Alpine Credits. Homeowners get approved. Fiscal license 12616.
This NHL season, Mr. Conn Smythe Ryan O'Reilly is lighting it up
On Sportsnet.
while insider Elliot Friedman is breaking it down.
On Sportsnet.
Where we at, King Henrik?
On Sportsnet.
When news breaks, you want to hear Berkey's hot takes on... Help us out, Max.
On Sportsnet.
Right. We've got Captain Connor on the ice and Jim Houston to make it sound nice.
Storms. Are you not entertained?
Oh, I'm entertained, PK. The NHL.
On Sportsnet.
680 News Time, 9:17. Hong Kong is burning. Massive flames erupting at a local university where anti-government protesters have been holed up. The all-night siege included police using tear gas and water cannons and protesters responding with catapult-launched gas bombs and bows and arrows. Local forces then storming the barricaded campus.
Ninja!
Now, this is the latest round of violent clashes at the school, which have raised fears of a bloody showdown, some even burning bridges and stairwells in attempts to stop riot police from gaining entry. Hundreds of protesters are still believed now to be trapped inside. The United States and South Korea have indefinitely postponed a joint military exercise.
We have made this decision as an act of goodwill.
At a meeting in Bangkok with his South Korean counterpart, Defense Secretary Mark Esper said the two countries decided to put off the exercises in hopes of creating space for diplomats working to get North Korea back to negotiations over its nuclear weapons program.
So I don't see this as concession. I see this as a good faith effort of the United States and the Republic of Korea to enable peace.
But at an expanded meeting, Japan's defense minister Taro Kono voiced skepticism.
No one could be optimistic about North Korea.
In a tweet later, President Trump hinted another meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un could be in the works soon. Ben Thomas, Washington.
680 News Time, 9:19. Allegations of sexual abuse of boys by priests inside the Vatican are growing. The latest scandal allegedly taking place within the Vatican walls and on boys who served in papal masses.
3 men, now in their 40s, say that when they were altar boys in the 1980s and 90s, several priests in the Vatican seminary where they were boarders abused them. These latest allegations come 2 months after the Vatican announced it would seek to charge 28-year-old former seminarian Father Gabriele Martinelli with sexually abusing several altar boys who attended the Vatican seminary where Martinelli was training in 2012. The Vatican said it would also charge the then rector of the seminary, Father Enrico Radice, for covering up the alleged crimes. The accusations of abuse inside the Vatican seminary were first made public by an Italian investigative TV show, Le Iene, in 2017. That's 2 years before the Vatican said it planned to indict the men, which it still hasn't done. The Vatican has released a statement saying that if new evidence of further abuse emerges, it will launch a preliminary inquiry and request a trial. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
How come I can never find this
Coming
shit
up
when I
in
need it?
60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the one. 680 News Time, 9:20.
Black Friday
Yes,
Wonderwall from Sleep
fuck
Country.
that.
Getting across the bigness of this event starts giving it a really exciting name.
Black Friday Bonanza!
Bigger.
Black Friday Sleep Extravaganza!
Keep going.
The Sleep Country Ultimate Black Friday Door-Busting Sleep Extravaganza Spectacular!
Nailed it. Beat the rush at Sleep Country with spectacular door-busting Black Friday deals. And our sleep experts will match you to your best sleep. Plus, get a Hot Buy Queen mattress for just $349. Shop online or in store. Sleep Country, all for sleep.
From the excitement of their first day to walking proudly across the graduation stage, school's the start of a journey that can take kids anywhere. Our education system needs to evolve to reflect this journey, to better prepare kids for the future and the jobs of the future. So we're making updates with a focus on positive mental health, technology, skilled trades, and math, so our kids are prepared to succeed every step of the way. Learn how the government is improving your child's educational journey at ontario.ca/education for tomorrow. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
680 News Time, 9:21. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Shoppers Drug Mart. So we are seeing some delays now on the eastbound Gardner. It's all because of a crash that's happened just east of Jarvis. It's blocking the right lane. Emergency crews are on the scene tending to it. We're backed up from the York Bay Young area. On the westbound 401, we had a stalled vehicle west of Islington. It was in the express blocking the right lane, but it's gone now. So it's just construction on the westbound 401 through McCowan and the collectors. They're working the left lane. Eastbound on the 401, a bit more construction. So first of all, through Markham Road and the collector's left lane has gone through here. As you approach Nielsen, the transfer into the collector lanes has been shut down, so you can't transfer here. Then at Morningside in the collector is also working in the right lane. And again, east of the 412, they're working in the left lane. Traveling northbound on the 404, crews maintenance happening north of Elgin Mills. It looks like a right lane is still blocked off here. And off the highways, Main Street is closed from Wellington to Nelson and Brampton. That's also shut down clean from Maine to Chapel for a police investigation. It's time for your annual flu shot. To get yours, simply visit your nearest Shoppers Drug Mart. Protect yourself. Getting vaccinated is your best defense against the flu, subject to availability. Your next report is at 9:31 with the forecast. Michelle Mackey.
Clear skies overnight, but it's chilly. The wind chill at the coldest part of the night, feeling like -8. And then Monday, we have a bit of a messy day in store. Some scattered flurries expected for the morning, overcast in the day, and then another round of flurries Monday night into Tuesday. Below seasonal once again tomorrow, the high only 2 degrees. We rise to 3 on Tuesday. That's the good news. The not so good news, some scattered flurries lingering into the morning, but by the afternoon, a sun-cloud mix. Wednesday, a bit closer to seasonal with a high of 5 degrees. Finally, plus a sun cloud mix expected throughout the day. So enjoy. That's looking like our nicest day of the week. Tonight's overnight low is -4.
Downtown Toronto right now, partly cloudy sky, 4 degrees, feeling like 1 degree. Similar conditions over at Pearson International. A little bit colder, though. Coming up at 9:30, Santa Claus is back in town, albeit very briefly this afternoon. The 115th parade in his name has officially kicked off the lead up to the holidays. And that also means our friends over at 98.1 CHFI have switched entirely to the songs of the season. 680 news time, 9:23.
This is
923.
I'm the tax lawyer calling you over
923. Where have I heard that?
Get rid of the tax and
where have I heard that?
Where bankruptcy trustee cannot.
Birdie told me.
And unlike them, I can keep your assets and your personal life safe from the taxman. Don't wait until you've tried everything else.
Can you save me from the Jack Boy and the crooked cop?
Call DioGuardi at 877-4DIO-TAX or visit dioguardi.ca.
You take naproxen, you drink lots of water, you eat, or you drink, I don't know, coffee with sugar, smoke, all that, it'll speed up how quickly it kicks in.
With the free Radio Player Canada app.
In the car, tune in using Radio Player on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Radio Player Canada. It's where Canadian radio plays.
This portion of the news brought to you by XOOM Zoom. Pat Sorbara spent more than 40 years trying to get Liberals elected to much success, but despite helping Kathleen win to a majority government in 2014, she found herself on the outs just 4 years later. Sorbara has a new book set to be released Tuesday. Our political affairs specialist, John
Zoom Media, the one that put the ads over the urinals.
Cooperative in the back room of Liberal governments in both Ottawa and Ontario for about 4 decades. She did develop a reputation along the way as a tough, get-it-done type back room, which back in 2016 led to her political demise when, as Deputy Chief of Staff and Campaign Director for Kathleen Wynne, she was charged by the OPP, you may remember, with bribery under the Provincial Elections Act by allegedly offering a potential candidate an inducement to run for the Ontario Liberals. She was the most powerful operative in the Wynne government that had to step away to fight those charges that eventually could not stick in court for lack of evidence. Her book, Let 'Em Howl, conceived and written during her political purgatory, really is going to be considered a Bible of lessons learned from a life in backroom politics. As she
how come all these people that get caught want to tell you they're experts to give you advice on
stuff? Political desk. I'm Joe Stahl.
The guy that gets caught doing the same thing over and over is not the guy I'm going to for advice. That's fucking dumb as shit.
It's called Zoom.
I got caught. Why don't you do what I did? No, I'm not buying the book, nothing. Fuck
that lets you send money abroad fast at amazing rates. Send money directly to bank accounts or for cash pickup at thousands of locations around the world. Don't go to the store and wait in line to send money. Download the Zoom app today and send money right from your phone. Money go Zoom.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Steve Brown here. We've got another City TV update. Thursday nights, catch the all-new comedy, Perfect Harmony. You loved him in The West Wing, and you're still not sure how you feel about him in Handmaid's Tale, but you'll adore Bradley Whitford word, it Perfect Harmony. He plays a depressed music professor who stumbles into helping out a church choir to find their voice. It's hilarious, it's surprising, it's Perfect Harmony. Thursdays at 8:30, 7:30 Central on City TV.
6:80 news time, 9:26. Time now for your weekend business report.
I'm Richard Denman. Canada's unemployment rate remains low, with tech one of the tightest sectors. So
we stopped looking for work. We fucking ran out all our benefits. There ain't no fucking record that we exist no more.
Mental health initiatives. Kathy Enross is VP of Talent at Galvanize, which makes cloud-based software for auditing, governance, compliance, and risk management, among other services.
We've brought in speakers to do mindfulness sessions. We have had senior leaders on
Why they want us all being
on
mindful?
our team actually talk publicly about their own struggles with depression, with the intent of breaking down walls and making it okay to talk about, just to start the conversation. And even our senior leaders, including myself, we actually, we have all of our performance-based business goals, of course, that we focus on, but we also have a wellness goal that we publicly share with our staff.
Attracting the right people is one reason for the initiatives, but retention is also key.
Thankfully, our turnover is low, but I think it's low because we do focus on things that will, create a great culture and will lead to high employee engagement or retention.
Another way the company attracts young talent is to take on co-op students.
We love hiring co-op students as they're going through their university degrees. They'll come over.
They can't afford to stand up to your bullshit.
So for 4 or 8 months at a time. And we have been hiring them back on once they graduated. We've been successful enough at, the ones that we think are absolutely amazing at attracting them back to come work for us full time once they graduate.
Amazing,
and so, it just co-op's a great opportunity for us to get to know them and for them to get to know us.
Fucking amazing.
Galvanize has 480 employees, 275 at its Vancouver headquarters, and most of the rest in India. In the business center, I'm Richard Denman.
All we said was William Ashley and...
We didn't hear what kind of company it was.
I love the William Ashley.
I knew it would come out at the end. Most of them in India, right? Thank you.
You can't have this much fun shopping online.
Do they use Nortel network switching equipment over there? No. Do they use Bell phones? No. What the fuck does it have to do with it? Do they use Blackberries? No. So what the fuck are they bringing to Canada?
Sing along now. 111 Trinity Road, Highway 400 in Leinstad.
Dear everybody, you'll see thousands of images today. Here are 3 you won't see.
A girl who uses a walker eating ice cream with her friends.
A young woman with a prosthetic leg modeling the latest denim trends.
A kid who has a wheelchair busting a dance move.
Denim trends?
By the
Not the
images you
fucking
see,
80s.
and the ones you don't. It's time to include disability.
You're right, I
in the
won't see
picture.
that today,
Sign
man.
Holland Bloorview's Dear Everybody agreement and help create a world without stigma for kids and youth with disabilities. Visit deareverybody.ca.
In Vancouver, partly cloudy, 10 degrees. Winnipeg, overcast and 3. Downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 4. Feeling like 1 degree colder over at Pearson. 680 news time, 9:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Sunday, November the 17th. I'm Eden Tababa.
And I'm Casey Taylor. Here's what's making news this hour. The 115th Santa Claus Parade takes over the downtown. You can play the St. Nick.
I didn't go.
Reindeer
Just
and
surprise, I didn't go.
yes, even clowns are getting into the Christmas spirit.
I went to a church and ate
It's the
pizza.
ho, ho, ho holiday season when... And 98.1 CHFI goes all Christmas music.
Toronto police are searching for a suspect after a teen girl was
I
stabbed.
swear to
in
God, if I get a
Moss Park
copyright
neighborhood.
strike
The
over this
campaign
shit, I'm
leader
gonna be very
behind the
upset.
Liberal majority win back in 2014 will be releasing a memoir later this week.
Defense, the story on Sunday Night Football between the Bears and the Rams. New England is 9-1. The Grey Cup is set for next weekend. And the Vegas Golden Knights walking all over the Calgary Flames. Sports at 45.
And coming up in business, always be closing. How to get that sales deal done if you're a small business operator. Why persistence is your best strategy.
680
Wear
News
them
Time
down.
9:31.
Now time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Newmarket. Some big-time delays on the eastbound Gardner now. We have a stalled vehicle east of Jarvis. Right lane is blocked. Police are on the scene right behind it. It's actually off to the ramp lane, but that's enough to do it. It's very slow, very backed up on the eastbound Gardner from east of Rogers Center all the way over until you can get east of Jarvis, basically through the construction zone here. It's very, very slow. Eastbound on the 401, another stalled vehicle on the ramp to Eglinton. It's blocking the right lane on this ramp. Otherwise, everything's up to speed, just with construction out and about through Markham Road on the eastbound 401. They're in the collectors, left lane's blocked. The transfer into the collectors approaching Nielsen is completely closed down for maintenance. At Morningside, maintenance is happening in the collectors off to the right lane. And then east of the 412, crews are working in the left lane, but not seeing any slowdowns through any of these construction zones just yet. On the westbound 401, crews are at McCowan in the collectors, left lane blocked here. Northbound 400, they're working at Mapleview, left lane closed as well. Off the highways in Brampton, Main Street is closed. Wellington to Nelson, Queens shuttered from Main to Chapel. This is for an ongoing police investigation. You've decided you want the best. Your next decision should be Mercedes-Benz Newmarket. Now purchase select 2019s from 0.49% and have your first 3 months payments waived. Your next report at 9:41, the forecast, Michelle Mackey.
Wind chill overnight around -8, so bundle up if you have any outdoor plans. Monday, maybe give yourself some extra time if you live north of the city. That's where we're expecting a little bit more in the way of snowfall, 5 centimeters by the day's end, but just some scattered flurries in the morning and evening for Toronto proper.
All the heat from the crack pipes melts all the snow in the
degrees.
city.
Tonight's overnight low, -4.
Downtown Toronto right now, a partly cloudy sky, 4 degrees, feeling like 1, a little bit colder down at at Pearson International. 680 News Time, 9:33.
It's been a holly jolly day across the city. And it's been pretty festive here in our newsroom as well. Thousands of Torontonians took to the streets for the 115th annual Santa Claus Parade.
Chris Kringle even making an appearance, riding past our own studios with all of his reindeer. 680's Cam Dort reports on all the colorful floats. Santa, always the highlight, but there's plenty else to see at the 115th edition of the parade, including a Super Mario float, Mother Goose, and of course, the bands.
I wonder if they had to pay Nintendo to fucking put that together. I want to be the poor Japanese guy at the CEO of the board meeting saying, yeah, we got money from this city for a parade.
We get to see Santa at the end, and there's all these amazing floats, and the clowns are very silly. Well, the marching and the...
Why are you talking about this crystal meth lab, buddy?
Silly clown.
It's estimated more than 500,000 people were out to see Santa make his way through Toronto, all hoping to land on the nice list. At the Santa Claus Parade, I'm Cam Dorrit.
When Santa Claus comes to town, you know that Christmas music can't be far behind. Our music station 98.1 CHFI is making the festive switch today from the city's perfect music mix to Toronto's Christmas music station.
Today, they've been advertising it for like 2 weeks. I never actually tuned in, so I don't fucking know.
Wendy Duff is the radio station's head elf. She says you'll hear Christmas past and present.
People that listen to news stations don't need to be told what music stations are out there. We know they exist. We know how to find them. If I wanted that, I'd be listening to that, wouldn't I? You advertise city news, that makes sense. You're advertising music. We want to hear it, especially Christmas music. Are you out of your fucking mind? We only want to hear this street is closed because of the Santa Claus Parade. We don't want to hear nothing else. You pay these little kids for all their sound bites? What the fuck?
680 News Time at 9:36. And we have breaking news from Markham, where York Regional Police are investigating a stabbing near a Tim Hortons on Markham Road, just north of Denison Street. Police telling 680 News the victim is a man in his late teens to early 20s. We still don't know how serious his injuries are. There is a large police presence still in that area as officers and K9 units search for suspects. Stay with 680 News for more.
Yeah, I forgot.
This developing story.
Right.
We have more breaking news from the Jarvis and Richmond area after a stabbing has sent a teen girl to hospital. Police say it happened just after 7 o'clock this evening, and Toronto police say the girl, who is believed to be in her mid-teens, has serious injuries, but tell 680 News they're not believed to be life-threatening. Police are now looking for a suspect they believe fled eastbound from a gas station in the area, described as a black female wearing a white jacket and dark pants. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
And Toronto police continue to investigate after a man was shot near Leaside. Constable Stephanie Nassis says officers were called to the area just before 5 p.m.
Officers responded to that scene, and they found a man who was shot, and then he was transported to the hospital for treatment. As far as we know, it's serious injuries.
Paramedics, though, say his injuries are not considered to be life-threatening. No word yet from investigators on any suspects.
680 News Time, 9:37. Canadian tennis fans might be skipping work tomorrow to watch the men's national team in action at the Davis Cup. And as Sportsnet 590 The Fan Simon Bennett reports, they should stack up just fine against the best tennis nations in the world.
It's a brand new format this year. 18 nations meeting up in Madrid. The teams in the groups, think of it like soccer does the World Cup. Teams hook up for 3 matches a day, singles and doubles. The 6 group winners and 2 best second-place teams make the quarters, and from there, it's single elimination. Milos Raonic at the pole with a dream, but Canada's team is still strong.
Denis Shapovalov was finally won his first ever ATP World Tour singles final.
Denis Shapovalov coming up his first tour win last month. Felix Auger-Aliassime, who made 3 finals this year. Alongside them, Patrick Pospisil and Braden Schnurr. Canada faces Italy tomorrow, the USA on Tuesday, and you can watch them both on Sportsnet 1. I'm Simon Bennett.
680 News Time, 9:38. Pat Sorbera was who was campaign director for the Ontario Liberals when they won a surprise majority government back in 2014, is coming out with a memoir this week. Our political affairs specialist John Stahl has the details.
Let 'em Howl will be must-read for political junkies. It's written by the consummate political insider. There are very few political operatives who have been as quietly central to federal or provincial Liberal politics than Pat Sorbera, who, while serving as Premier Wynn's Deputy Chief of Staff, found herself charged with bribery under the Elections Act for allegedly trying to convince a candidate to run as a Liberal by promising future roles if they were re-elected. Those charges were eventually dismissed for lack of any real evidence. But Sorbera's powerful political career was over as a result of that process. So now she tells all about how political parties work, how campaigns are run, and how far away political friends run when the going gets as tough as it did for her. At the political desk, I'm John Stahl.
Still to come on 680 News, traffic and weather together all at once. 680 News Time, 9:39.
Husband? Check. Sister? Check. Mother-in-law? Check.
You've covered everyone on your gift list already?
In record time, too. Found it all in one place at tsc.ca.
Wow, what did you get?
This Snag hand blender for my sister. Bose Bluetooth audio sunglasses for my guy. And a Thomas Sabo watch for his mom.
Nice.
And with all the exclusive offers at TSC, I can treat myself to something special.
Ooh, maybe that cute Brian.
What happened to the story about the
Everyone's going to be happy this
Did
year.
they say it?
The gift of joy this season. Visit tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
Now the 680 News gas price update. April predicts the price of gas will not change at midnight, holding at $1.15.9 a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News Time, 9:40.
Let Purdy's Chocolatier take one more thing off your list this season. Introducing Business Gifting with Purdy's Chocolatier. Canada's favorite chocolates, gift wrapped and ready for you. Customized packaging and personalized notes available with every order. Sit back and let Purdy's take care of all your business gifting needs. Make your client gifts or employee recognition easy and meaningful this holiday with Purdy's. Find out more at purdys.com.
We need a mortgage, but we don't have a 20% down payment.
No problem. At Meridian, we can help.
You better get the tip and rocks, bitch.
Have 20%.
I said we can help. Our 5-year fixed high-ratio mortgage at 2.49% helps you buy a home with the money you have now.
A high-ratio mortgage applies with a down payment of less than 20% of the purchase price on a home. 2.49% APR assumes the typical example of a new mortgage. Rates subject to change without notice. Some restrictions apply. Apply today at meridianmortgages.ca or visit a Meridian branch.
680 News Time, 9:41. Now time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by the GTS Lexus Dealers Association. So some pretty significant delays still on the eastbound Gardner. So just east of Jarvis, it's really the right shoulder that's blocked now. Actually, it's the right lane again now. Tow has just arrived on scene and police have rejigged it. So just a single lane getting through here. It is inside the construction zone as well. So eastbound Garner is backed up from, it was at Rogers Center. Now it's just east of it. So things seem to be getting a little better, but now that they've blocked an extra lane, we'll just have to wait and see. But it's not a fun drive on the eastbound Garner because of this stalled vehicle, but at least the tow has arrived on scene and they'll get it hooked up and cleared away soon. We have another stalled vehicle on the eastbound 403 ramp to Dundas. The right lane is blocked here with this problem. And then eastbound 401, we had another stalled vehicle on the ramp to Eglinton. That's now cleared away. It wasn't really causing a big deal. The rest is all construction through Markham Road and the collectors on the eastbound 401 working in the left lane. As you approach Nielsen, the transfer here into the collectors is also shut down at Morningside, and the collectors crews are off to the right side. East of the 412, they're working in the left lane. Westbound 401 at the 412, also working in the left lane through here, and crews still at McCowan in the collectors as well. Left lane blocked. Northbound 400 at Mapleview, left lane is closed for some overnight construction. Northbound 410 ramp to Mayfield, you'll find that closed, all for maintenance. Lease a 2020 Lexus RX 350 for as low as 2.9% APR with delivery credits up to $2,000. Visit your Toronto area Lexus dealer. Your next report is at 9:51 with the forecast. Here's Michelle Mackey.
You didn't tell me none of the terms,
but it's looking like the below seasonal temperatures persist for the next couple of days. Monday's daytime high 2 degrees, plus we're expecting some flurries in the morning and then again in the evening, overcast during the day. Tuesday, some lingering flurries for the first half of the day and only 3 degrees, but into the afternoon, a sun-cloud mix. Tonight, we will see some cloud cover build in through the overnight, and we have a low of -4. Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 4 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, cloudy, 0 degrees, but feeling like -5 with the wind chill. Still to come on 680 News, we'll have details on a rally in the city tomorrow afternoon, led by ER doctors and nurses. 680 News Time, 9:43.
The following is a message from SEIU Healthcare. My friends, let me tell you what I am doing for the people in healthcare. I've cut taxes for the corporations that profit from our healthcare system. I've also cut funding for the people like personal support workers, so seniors will be left alone longer. My friends, I'm putting rich corporations first and people last.
He might not have said it, but he's doing it. A message from SEIU Healthcare, the people on the front line of care.
For big or small paint projects, the Home Depot is here to help save you money. Here you'll find top quality paint at warehouse prices. That's low prices every day on every gallon of high quality Behr paint, stains, and primers. And Pro Extra members can earn 10 to 20% back in rewards on qualifying Behr paint purchases. How much are you really paying per gallon? The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Minimum spend required. See in store for details. This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Cloudy and 4 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good evening. From the 680 News Broadcast Center, I'm Eden Devella, and here are the top stories this hour. Santa came, you saw, and kids all over the city are back home, snug in their beds, working on their gift list to good old St. Nick. The Santa Claus Parade took over the downtown core this afternoon with thousands of revelers taking in the colorful sights and sounds of the festive parade floats. And Toronto police are having a busy evening tonight with investigating a shooting that happened at 5 p.m. at the corner of Bayview and Eglinton. A man is in hospital with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds, and they're also investigating a stabbing that happened around 7 p.m. this evening at Richmond and Jarvis. A teen girl is in hospital with serious stab wounds, and officers are searching for a female suspect in the Moss Park area in relation to the stabbing. 680 News Time, 9:45.
Oh, that's why they keep saying close to Moss Park. Okay, maybe I'm slow.
Sportsnet 590 The
Fan. Why they keep saying close to Moss Park.
Yes, sort of. Will pit the Bears against the LA Rams. Both teams were set a season ago as some of the top teams in the NFC. This year, they are still trying to find their footing. The Bears 4-5, the Rams 5-4. Pick things up 3-0 for the Rams when running back Todd Gurley did this. Gurley is back in. It's up behind the line on the right side. And Gurley gets in. Now the Rams get their touchdown. So the Rams leading at the half, 10-0. Couple other finals from the 4 o'clock slate. At the age of 42, Tom Brady guided the Patriots to another win going into Philadelphia, picking up a 17-10 loss, or win rather. They are now 9-1 on the year. The Raiders beat the Bengals by the same score. The Bengals now 0-10 on the year, while the 49ers survived after some late luck, and they recovered a fumble in the fourth quarter to beat the Cardinals 36-26. The Buffalo Bills also moving to 7-3 with a 37-20 win over the Miami Dolphins. Meantime, the Grey Cup is set. Hamilton will meet Winnipeg in the Canadian Classic next weekend. While the Vegas Golden Knights all over the Calgary Flames. They are up 5-0. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
680 News Time, 9:47.
Here's to spending holiday time with family and not letting financial stress get in the way. Here's to getting the loan you need and taking control of your finances. At Easy Financial, we can help when banks aren't an option this holiday season with loans up to $35,000. Plus, from November 18th to 23rd, get no interest on the last 6 months of your loan. Apply online in minutes at easyfinancial.com or at over 300 locations. Conditions apply. Easy Financial. Better tomorrows.
Introducing Festival in downtown Vaughan. Live, laugh, and play in the new South.
College and university tomorrow afternoon to speak out against the need for paid sick days in the middle of the flu season. Members of the Decent Work and Health Network say that going home to rest may not be an option for people after the Ford government cut sick days and made sick notes mandatory. 77% of Ontarians disagreed with the decision to scrap paid sick leave. The rally starts at 1 o'clock with doctors and nurses handing out flu season necessities. And you might not be able to share that Netflix password among friends and family for much longer as streaming companies try to crack down on the practice.
The message for everyone sharing passwords to services like Netflix: they're on to you. They're just trying to figure out what to do about you.
Netflix already will, if they see an account that they think is violating or is using too much of a password, they'll kind of send an email saying, is this really your account? Sort of a gentle reminder that maybe you're breaking the rules.
And Bloomberg media reporter Lucas Shaw says Netflix, Disney, Amazon, Comcast, HBO, and other big players are working together on where to draw the line on password sharing. Shaw says the sharing does represent the loss of billions of dollars for Netflix alone. At the same time,
they don't want to upset the users
who might someday create accounts of their own. Measures could include asking users to change their passwords more often. Tracy Jonke, Bloomberg Radio.
Prime Minister
Man,
Justin
look at all the money rolling in, and you worried about, you didn't pay, you snuck in. Motherfucker, somebody pays for the account.
Experts believe Freeland's imprint on Canada's foreign policy will remain visible for some time to come. Freeland presided over the successful renegotiation of the North American Free Trade Deal, which has yet to be ratified. She was also key in Canada joining the Lima Group that pushes for democracy in Venezuela. Trudeau will be making the announcement on Wednesday. Coming up in just 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones. 680 News Time, 9:50.
What's up, everyone? It's Steve Brown here with another City TV update. Mondays at 10, catch the all-new drama Bluff City Law. Here's the deal. A big-shot civil lawyer in Memphis teams up with his estranged daughter to make a lethal legal duo. Their goal? Change the world. It's powerful. It's intense. And get this, the dad is played by the legendary Jimmy Smits.
Get back in the fight, Sydney, because in case you haven't noticed, the world's running out of heroes.
Yeah, that's right. Catch Bluff City Law Mondays at 10, 9 Central on City TV.
As the preferred choice of Canadian optometrists for vision correction procedures, TLC Laser Eye Centers puts your life into sharper focus. With over 20 years of experience, our safe, high-quality procedures ensure a consistent track record of patient satisfaction. At TLC, we believe everyone deserves freedom from glasses and contacts. Our flexible and affordable financing options are built to fit your budget, so you aren't held back by cost. Book a free, no-obligation consultation today at tlclasik.ca.
680 News Time, 9:51. Now time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig here.
Quite a bit of construction going on out there at the moment. This report is brought to you by Ironwood Ford. We're seeing delays, though, on the eastbound Gardner. Still with the stalled vehicle here east of Jarvis. Right lane is blocked by police. Tow is on the scene. We'll just get it hooked up. You're basically down to a single lane because of the construction zone here. Eastbound Gardner, busy from York Bay Young all the way over to Cherry. We have the northbound 410 ramp to Mayfield. That's closed. Some other ramps are blocked now. Westbound 401. If you were trying to get on from southbound Allen, the Dufferin or the Keel ramps, you can't. They're all shut down. So they've started work through Dufferin and the collectors. They've taken the two right lanes away. So far, so good, though. It's not too terrible on the cameras anyway, going back this way. It usually jams up in the collectors. So if you want, stick with the express for now, because this is a place where it usually goes down to a single lane through this whole stretch, basically from the Allen all the way over to the 400. So southbound Allen, Dufferin, and Keel ramps all onto the westbound 401 shut down. We also are hearing of a stalled vehicle on the westbound 401 at Young in the Express, and it is blocking the right lane. The rest of it, some construction problems on the westbound 401, seeing delays through the zone just west of Brock Street. Crews have the left lane closed down right now for some maintenance work, and it is slow through here. Eastbound 401, they're all over the place with some lanes here and there, but not spotting any delays right now. The Swap Your Ride sales event is on at Ironwood Ford. Save another $1,000 off the already low price. Swap your ride and save $1,000 at ironwoodford.com. Your next report is at 10:01 with the forecast. Michelle Mackey.
Clear skies overnight, but I don't know if you're going to want to spend much time outside. The coldest part of the night, we have a wind chill of a -8. Monday, we are a bit warmer than where we were today, the high 2 degrees, but we do have some flurries in store around in the morning, and then another round of flurries Monday night, lingering into Tuesday morning. Tuesday's daytime high, 3 degrees, and we should clear out for the afternoon. Wednesday looking like the nicest day of the week, and it's a bit closer to seasonal. The high 5 degrees with a sun cloud mix. So if you want to get out for that run, Wednesday is the day to do so. Tonight's overnight low is -4. Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 4 degrees, and that Pearson Airport cloudy, 0, but feeling like -5, the wind chill.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Walmart.
Walmart knows diabetes. If you have questions about managing your blood sugar, risk factors, or diabetes medications, ask your Walmart pharmacist. This message is brought to you by Sandoz.
Coming up at 10 o'clock, we'll have details on all the sights and sounds of the 115th Annual Santa Claus Parade. 680 News Time, 9:54.
They're gonna fucking tell us about this red flag, motherfuckers.
So the radio show we're doing, we're still talking about sports, of course. Sure. Got a question though, not a big deal or anything. Okay. Since we're on the radio, I assume clothing is optional?
You do know we're still on TV, right?
So that's a yes?
See immensely serious about sports and fully clothed. Weekdays at 5 p.m. Watch on Sportsnet and listen on Sportsnet 590 The Fan through the Sportsnet app.
Hi, my name is Kevin Farr, member of Socks for Souls, and I am the 680 News Community Hero for November. Socks for Souls is 100% volunteer. It does service 178 different charities with clothing for people that are living on the streets. It's a needed item, and the charity itself is dedicated to supporting and supplying socks to all homeless people in the Toronto region.
The 680 News Community Hero. Nominate your hero now at 680news.com/contests.
Social media is full of dystopic imagery as clashes between student protesters and police in Hong Kong reach an all-time high. It all unfolded at Hong Kong Polytechnic University. After an all-night standoff, officers have stormed the university campus held by protesters for days. The latest reports from the Associated Press say that some are attempting to escape the campus after the university president announced that police had agreed to suspend the use of force. However, police seem to be using tear gas to drive back students attempting to leave. This is All News Radio 680 News. Coming up in just 60 seconds, our weekend business report. 680 News Time, 9:55.
This holiday, what if giving also felt like getting? At Indigo, Chapters, and Kohl's, we have incredible gifts that inspire moments. Fabulous books, toys, home decor, and everything else you need to give more magic. Visit us in store or at indigo.ca.
We won't rest until all women are out of poverty. We won't rest until we get equal pay for equal work. We won't rest until harassment and violence stops. We won't rest until there is gender equality for all in Canada. We won't rest because we are the tireless. Take action. Support the Canadian Women's Foundation.
You're going to make me retype this whole stupid fucking thing.
jointhetireless.ca. This holiday, make shopping for the perfect gifts easy at indigo.ca. Simply shop online, then pick up in store at any of our locations across the country. For stress-free shopping and sure to please presents, go to indigo.ca.
680 News Time, 9:56. Now time for the 680 News Weekend Business Report.
Unlike Apple, persistence is key to closing a sales deal for your small or medium-sized business. Statistics indicating that the more often you follow up with a prospective client, the percentages for sales go up dramatically. Agnes Lamb is the Director of Business Development at Change Connect, who says it can be challenging for any startup to learn the sales.
You're really going to make me retype all of this. You're going to make what the fuck is this?
While only 3 out of 10 salespeople have been trained on negotiation. So when you think about that, 6 out of 10 buyers are going to ask you for a quote on the first call. And, you know, any inexperienced salesperson, they're going to say, yeah, okay, that's great. They're asking me for a price. I'm going to send them over a price. And this is my first call.
What the fuck is this shit?
They're interested. But that's not really closing a piece of sale. The lack of training, the lack of understanding.
I'm just too fucking stupid to work my own phone.
Unsuccessful when you really put all those elements together.
And one of the keys to getting a deal done? Not to get overconfident after that initial conversation.
2 out of every 100 calls with a first contact would close the deal. But it actually dramatically goes up as the number of calls goes up, because then you're protecting value. So if your salespeople are calling the same contact 3 times before they stop, you're looking at a 12% closing ratio, all the way up to actually call between 5 to 12 times. The closing ratio is actually closer to 80%.
What did I just fucking say?
All qualified leads, not just random leads.
Lamb says all of this is a learnable skill.
As we coach entrepreneurs or a brand new sales team going through this process, anyone who tells you rely on the charm of salespeople or whatnot, that is not the best way and the most efficient way to go about it.
That's Agnes Lamb, Director of Business Development at ChangeConnect.ca. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
From finger painting to times tables, school's the start of a journey that can take kids anywhere. Our education system needs to evolve to reflect this journey, to prepare kids for the future, their future. So we're updating it to give kids the tools they need to support positive mental health, develop real life skills, and prepare for what's next, so they're ready to rise to every test, during school and after. Learn how the government is improving your child's educational journey at ontario.ca/education for tomorrow. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
It's here. Our instant savings event is on now, helping you save on travel. Book a WestJet vacation package through rentag.ca and instantly save. Plus, get 250 air miles bonus miles with your trip. Book your vacation now and pay for it monthly. Rentag.ca's new, easy-to-use payment option. Don't wait. Plan your perfect trip today. Certain restrictions apply. Rentag.ca.
Now time for the regional weather forecast. In Burlington, partly cloudy, 1 degree. Hamilton, cloudy and 1 as well. Kitchener seeing some clear skies, -2 degrees. And right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy and 4. 680 News Time, 10 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. This is Sunday, November 17th. I'm Casey Taylor.
And I'm Eden Bella. Here's what's making news this hour.
Miracle on Bloor Street, San brings his sleigh through a new route during the parade this year, but the magic still the same. Police in York Region are investigating after a man in his late teens to early 20s was stabbed multiple times in Markham.
Just south of Moss Park, Toronto police are investigating after a girl in her mid-teens was stabbed.
And police in the city are also investigating after a man was found shot just 3 minutes south of Sunnybrook.
The Grey Cup is set for next weekend. Sunday Night Football has got the Rams leading as we begin the second half. The Bills are 7-3. Sports at 15.
And coming up in business, November is Financial Literacy Month, and we speak to a chartered professional accountant about getting your finances under control.
680 News Time, 10:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Christmas in the Chapel. So we have some delays on the eastbound Garner. We have a stalled vehicle still going on here east of Jarvis. Right lane is still blocked. Looks like it might be cleared now. Yeah, it looks like they cleared it away. So that's really good news. It was really backing things up. Still backed up on the eastbound Garner from York Bay Young all the way over to Cherry. But now that that problem's clear, we'll see if we can't get it back up to speed and clear some of these delays. It is inside of the construction zone, though. You just have 2 lanes as you go through Jarvis to Cherry, so heads up. We have some other delays on the westbound 401. Slight delays through the construction west of Brock Street. Crews are working in the left lane right now, and then you'll find them through McCowan Avenue, Dufferin. So the southbound Avenue, southbound Allen, the Dufferin, and the Keel ramps to the westbound 401 all closed off for some maintenance right now. On the eastbound 401, crews working through Dixie, Markham Road in the collectors, and as you approach Nielsen, the transfer from Express to collectors is shut down. Crews also through Morningside in the collectors working in the right lane, and then east of the 412, they've got the left lane blocked off, so you can expect some slowdowns as you go through these construction zones. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries presents Christmas in the Chapel with the Tyndale Community Choir and guest Mark Masry. 2 concerts on December 7th. Tickets available at tyndale.ca/Christmas. Your next report is at 10:11, and with the forecast, here's Michelle Mackey.
Clear skies tonight, but a cold wind chill. A great night to cozy in and prep for the week. Monday, we're expecting some light scattered flurries in the morning and another round Monday night into Tuesday. Commuters north of the city, Barrie, for example, give yourself some extra time. We could see more snow for you by the day's end. Monday's high below seasonal at 2 degrees, and tonight's overnight low -4.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 4 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, cloudy, 0, but feeling like -5 with the wind chill. 680 News Time, 10:03.
It was just over a month before Christmas. In a beautiful day, thousands of youngsters lined the streets to say, That's right, the 115th Santa Claus Parade has come and gone.
680's Cam Dorrit was there and joins us now with all the festive details.
The 115th annual Santa Claus Parade had a different route, but the same magic winding its way through screaming children and laughing families. There were floats with tidbits, clowns doing jumping jacks, and Christmas music on the bagpipes.
Wow. Bagpipes in Toronto.
I spoke to tons of kids all looking forward to seeing Santa and getting in the Christmas spirit, although it sounds like Abigail has a tricky elf at her home.
My elf in the show, Jeff, is keep on looking at me, watching TV, probably eating Doritos. I had a Dorito yesterday, and it was empty, literally empty. I asked all of my family if they ate it.
Her parents wouldn't come clean either, so it must have been that elf. In the Santa Claus Parade, I'm Cam Dorrit. And yes, it is that time of year again when Michael Bublé and Mariah Carey team up. As of noon today, our music station, 98.1 CHFI, has flipped the switch and is now playing Christmas music around the clock. We went to the streets to find out what your favorites are.
All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth, my 2 front teeth, my 2 front teeth.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Bum-bum-bum-bum.
Christmas favorites, past and present, can be heard on 98.1 CHFI 24/7 from now through Boxing Day.
680 News Time, 10:05. Breaking news from Markham, where a man in his late teens to early 20s has been rushed to hospital after being stabbed multiple times. York Regional Police say it happened near Tim Hortons in the Markham Road and Denison Street area. There's no word yet as to the severity of the victim's injuries. Also no word yet on any suspects, though police do warn of an increased presence in the area as they continue their investigation and search. Stay from the long story.
Toronto police are meantime investigating after a girl appearing to be in her mid-teens was stabbed just south of Moss Park. Police say it happened just after 7 this evening near a gas station at Jarvis and Richmond. Paramedics say the victim suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Officers now searching for a suspect only described as a black female wearing a white coat and dark pants. Anyone with information is asked to come forward.
And Toronto police are also investigating a shooting near a gas station. This one happening at the Shell on Bayview, just north of Eglinton. A man found with gunshot wounds around 5 p.m. after allegedly trying to hail a cab to take him to the hospital. Paramedics say he also suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Still no word on these suspects.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. It is 10:06. After the Quebec government backtracked on reform that would have kept thousands of international students from staying in the province, many are still nervous about what the future holds. Sharon Yonan-Reynolds of City News reports.
Not long ago, the Quebec government proposed slashing the number of international students and temporary workers eligible to be fast-tracked to permanent residency under the Quebec Experience Program. Immigration Minister Simon-Jolin Barrette now claims students already in the province won't be affected, words many are hesitant to trust. In 2018, 11,000 people received selection certificates, the first step to permanent residency through the PEQ program. Many international students rely on that program to stay in Quebec after their studies. Students in the province can still move forward with their applications, but are hoping the rules don't change again. Consultations on the program's reform will continue in the coming weeks, leaving many wondering what happens next. In Montreal, Sharon Yonan-Reynolds, City News.
A Work to Rule campaign by Ontario's public elementary teachers is now just over a week away. 680's Ivan Precklin has more.
FO says this first phase targets administrative work and students won't be impacted. Union President Sam Hammond says the goal is to turn up the heat on contract talks, which he says have not progressed.
And we're hoping that this work to rule, implementing a work to rule November the 26th, will cause the government minister to get serious at that table.
Education Minister Stephen Lecce says he finds this escalation disheartening.
I believe parents in this province deserve predictability. I think it is regrettable, to be honest, that the teachers' unions have decided to escalate at a time when the government is being so focused and reasonable.
The Work to Rule campaign begins 1 week from Tuesday. I'm Irene Precklin.
Cancer scientists have made a new advance they hope can provide a better understanding of how cancer spreads. 680's Martin McMahon is hearing from one of the researchers involved in this study.
How do seemingly healthy cells become cancerous and then spread? Dr. Samuel Aparicio with BC Cancer explains this new method, which allows scientists to analyze single cells within a tumor, will allow for a better understanding.
So we essentially can take the cancer apart cell by cell in their thousands. And the research paper that we released in the journal Cell describes a kind of new method. It's a sort of fundamental new advance, allowing us to decode the genomes of thousands of individual cells.
This new method is now being adopted by British and American researchers. I'm Martin McMahon.
Gas prices up in 30 seconds. 680 News Time, 10:09.
You're listening to 680 News.
Bodog.net wants to show you how to make a play. When it feels like all of Canada says no, you're asking why not. When everyone's got LA as the favorite, you're repping the underdog from the 6. When your friends say your team is just a bunch of hype, you say, bring it on. When the odds are stacked against you, the post-game tastes that much sweeter. Don't miss a chance to make a play at Bodog.net, your source of free casino games, poker strategy, and live sports odds.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Pro predicting the price will not change at midnight, holding steady at $1.15.9 a liter at most GTA stations. Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones. 680 News Time, 10:10.
Rising 47 stories above church in Adelaide. comes a building that can only be described as remarkable. Introducing The Saint from Minto Communities. The Saint takes its place alongside Toronto's most iconic buildings. Find your center. Register at thesaintcondos.com. Minto Communities.
Husband, check. Sister, check. Mother-in-law, check. You've covered everyone on your gift list already? In record time, too. Found it all in one place at tsc.ca. Wow, what did you get? This Smeg hand blender for my sister. Bose Bluetooth audio sunglasses for my guy. And a Thomas Sabo watch for his mom. Nice. And with all the exclusive offers at TSC, I can treat myself to something special. Ooh, maybe that cute Brian Bailey tunic. Everyone's going to be happy this year.
Give the gift of joy this season. Visit tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
680 News Time, 10:11. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is Craig Gear.
This report brought to you by Duco Raw. So we had a stalled vehicle on the eastbound Gardner inside the construction zone as you make your way just east of Jarvis. It's gone now, and so are the delays. Maybe just a slight slowdown as you make your way, especially through the construction zone, but we're pretty much back up to speed. The rest is construction northbound 410 ramp to Mayfield. That's been blocked off. Doing a lot of construction on the eastbound 401, so you'll find them through Dixie and the Collectors, Markham Road and the Collectors, approaching Nielsen. The transfer here from Express to Collectors is closed. It's starting to get really slow on the eastbound 401, especially in the Collectors through Markham Road and Nielsen, so elect to take the Express if you can. They're at Morningside in the Collectors with the two right lanes now, and east of the 412, they've got the left lane blocked off. Coming back the other way, westbound 401 construction west of Brock Street. The left lane is closed through here. And McCowan, they're working in both the Express and the Collectors. Victoria Park and the Collectors as well. And from Avenue all the way to Keele, we're doing construction, and that's got the southbound Avenue, southbound Allen, the Dufferin, and the Keele ramps to the westbound 401 all closed off. And just coming in now, hearing of some construction at Port Union. It looks like you can't access the eastbound 401 from the Port Union ramps. Those are now closed too. Dreaming of a Caribbean getaway? Talk to your healthcare professional to see if Dukoral is right for you, or visit dukoralcanada.com. Your next report is at 10:21, and with the forecast, here's Michelle Mackey.
Calm, clear, and chilly tonight with wind chills below the freezing mark. Monday, we're expecting some light scattered flurries in the morning and another round Monday night into Tuesday. For commuters north of the city, Orangeville to Barrie, give yourself some extra time. That's where we could see up to 5 centimeters of wet snow by the day's end. Monday's high below seasonal at 2 degrees. 3 for Tuesday with some lingering flurries in the morning, but sunshine for the afternoon. Tonight's overnight low, -4.
Downtown Toronto right now, partly cloudy, 4 degrees, feeling like -1 over at Pearson International. 680 News Time, 10:13.
Maple Auto Mall's Black November event is on now. Choose from thousands of in-stock vehicles. New Volkswagen, Mazda, Nissan, Honda, Acura, Toyota, and Hyundai. Test drive all your favorite brands in one location. Get cash incentives as high as $4,500 on certain models. Financing as low as 0% for 84 months. Hundreds of used cars, all at the right price. Maple Auto Mall on Jane Street, north of Rutherford Road.
Finest cars for all. Maple Auto Mall.
Part of the Zankin Auto Group.
The Well, Toronto's most exclusive new community, sets the stage for incredible experiences. A unique mix of shops, restaurants, fresh food markets, workspaces, and residences. Located on Wellington, this luxury boutique condo rises 14 stories and overlooks a new grand promenade below. Tridell's signature series is destined to become the ultimate in exclusivity in King West. Tridell, built for life.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Partly cloudy, 4 degrees, but feeling like one. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Casey Taylor. Here are the top stories this hour. The Christmas season is officially a go in Toronto. The 115th Santa Claus Parade took to the streets this afternoon, as thousands of kids and parents stared up in wonder at the floats, and of course Mr. and Mrs. Claus themselves. And with the start of the holidays, our friends over at 98.1 CHFI have made the switch to All Christmas All the Time. The music of the season will sparkle through the radio all the way through Boxing Day. And coming up after sports,
2 professors use their lab for all the wrong reasons. I'm Yuni Han.
That story up ahead.
680 News Time, 10:15. Time now for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here is Colin Teske.
Let's start with the Grey Cup, Casey, and we do know our two combatants for next week. Hamilton winning the East Final, beating Edmonton today, 36-16, while Winnipeg hung on to beat Saskatchewan in the West Final. So Winnipeg and Hamilton will meet next week. Happening now on Sunday Night Football, the LA Rams held a 10-0 advantage at the half, but Mitch Trubisky and the Bears have got on the board. Tariq Cohen with a 14-yard TD pass from Trubisky. They trail 10-7. Couple of finals from the 4 o'clock slate. Tom Brady, the Patriots, kept on rolling. They are now 9-1 after they leave Philadelphia with a 17-10 win. And the Bengals, they are 0-10 after losing to the Raiders today, 17-10. While the 49ers needed some late luck after recovering a fumble in the fourth quarter, they moved to 9-1 after beating the Cardinals 36-26. And the Bills, they moved to 7-3 after beating the Miami Dolphins 37-20. Rogers hometown hockey, and the Calgary Flames embarrassed by the Vegas Golden Knights 6-0, and the Blackhawks also beating the Buffalo Sabres 4-1. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Some things just don't fit. Like a car that doesn't suit your lifestyle. That's why Toyota offers the fun-to-drive Corolla with available winter features like heated seats and heated side mirrors. Find the Toyota that's right for you. Lease the 2020 Corolla L for as low as $57 weekly at 2.99% APR for 52 months with $0 down, or finance at 0.49% APR for 36 months. Visit your local Ontario Toyota dealer or getyourtoyota.ca. Some conditions apply.
The excitement keeps building in Pickering. Introducing Universal City Tower 3. Stunning lake views. 3 minutes from Pickering Town Center. 2 minutes from the 401. 1 minute from the GO train. Tower 3 from the mid-300s. Register today at universalcitycondos.ca. That's universalcitycondos.ca.
680 News Time, 10:17. 2 Arkansas teachers make a real-life case for the hit series Breaking Bad.
Chemistry professors Terry David Bateman and Bradley Allen Rowland at Henderson State University arrested Friday, charged with making methamphetamine and using drug paraphernalia in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. A school spokesperson says a smell in the science center prompted a police investigation on October 8th. Freshman Caroline Rice.
It always kind of smelled weird, but I thought that was just because the chemicals in there.
The 2 professors were put on administrative leave, and the building was closed for over 2 weeks to refilter the air, reopening on October 29th. Yuni Han, ABC News.
To U.S. politics now. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is determined to protect the whistleblower in the impeachment inquiry into U.S. President Donald Trump.
Pelosi appeared on CBS's Face the Nation, saying she'll make sure President Trump doesn't intimidate the whistleblower. Last week, Trump criticized his former ambassador to Ukraine by tweet as she was testifying on accusations of witness intimidation. But should the whistleblower have to testify? Democratic Congressman Sean Patrick Murphy says it's not necessary.
The law that the Congress passed protects the anonymity of whistleblowers because we want them to use the legal process without retribution.
But Republican Congressman Chris Stewart has a different view.
How in the world can you impeach the President of the United States and never hear from the person who started that process?
Both Maloney and Stewart spoke on ABC's This Week. Mike Hemp in Washington.
10